Hey guys, you're tuning into the Mina B podcast. It's your girl, Mina B, and I am back with yet another fun-filled episode. So where to find me? It's at the Mina B podcast over on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. The link is in the bio. All the places that you could possibly think of listening to a podcast, that's where my show is linked. And also we are on YouTube, so feel free to click that link as well to subscribe, keep your notification on so that y'all can know when the episode airs on YouTube, or if you like to listen, you have the links at your availability. So you guys already know Apple Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, Spotify. Y'all know what to do. Rate your girl and make sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, all that good stuff. So y'all, I took last week off. I needed a break. I needed a breather. Your girl been moving. And sometimes, and retrograde is just started. Everything's just been kind of weird and crazy. And I was like, you know what? I need a breather. I need to just take a step back. So your girl is back with yet another episode. And you have me today solo dolo. So let's get into it, right? Yeah, retrograde's a mess. And I usually don't even stress out about retrograde or even think about it, but it's just been technical glitches and weird little things going on, attitudes, stress. I don't like that. Today, so when this airs tomorrow on the 5th, Tuesday, October 5th, we're in October. Let's not even get me started with that. But when it airs on October 5th, like Facebook and Instagram has been down all day. I don't know what the influencers are influencing today, honey. I don't know what is going on. Facebook has a whole bunch of shit going on, and I'm just like, eek. Yeah. So we ain't been on the gram all day. Niggas been on Twitter, Clubhouse, finding TikTok, finding other ways to, get our social media fixes today. So hopefully they get that together. But what would you guys do if there wasn't an Instagram? What would y'all do if there wasn't a Facebook? I think everyone's like losing their mind today. So we're going to see if it comes back on. It's been down for a couple of hours, so we'll see. So a lot of things in the news recently, so that's probably what we're going to talk about today, a little bit of tea and a little bit of, current stuff. So, and something really interesting that I wanted to talk to y'all about. But in a more serious note, a young lady by the name of Maya Marcano made national headline news with her disappearance a few weeks back. And the young lady lived by herself, and shortly thereafter of disappearing, the maintenance man in her building, and this happened in Orlando, Florida, committed suicide. So it's putting two and two together, knowing that this young girl is missing, and her body was found this past weekend. And I'm really, this situation kind of hits home in a lot of ways, because I don't think that we are protected as young Black women. She's Trinidadian, so, the community has definitely been kind of reeling and trying to find her and prayer vigil and all of that. And her body was found, and we're just sitting here like, what? Putting two and two together, of course, that more than likely this maintenance man, had very much involvement in her death and her captivity. And the thing about it is that a lot of young men don't get the opportunity to be taught that no means no, that your advances or interest in a woman, if it is not accepted, it's almost as if we're supposed to accept your advances. We're supposed to want them and like them because you want us to, because you want us, because you like us. And it's just very disgusting to me that a young woman, college age, cannot live by herself. A beautiful woman at that can't live by herself, can't be comfortable in her own home. So it goes to say that the maintenance man had access to the master key to her apartment. and had, like, that to me is, where could you be more safe or more comfortable but inside your home? He had, tried to talk to her or pressed her a couple of times, and she wasn't having it. So you take the key to her spot and you enter her apartment. I can't even imagine the things that her parents are going through right now, and her family and friends are going through, and that community is going through right now. I think, and I say it all the time, I feel like men need to really be held accountable for their fuck shit. And it really starts at home. It starts with the brothers. It starts with the fathers. It starts with the male figures in and or around, having those communications with young men about what is acceptable behavior and what simply is not. Because that is predator behavior, and what happened to that girl should not have happened. And ladies, depending on where you live, you gotta stay strapped. Get your fucking taser, get your gun license, permit, whatever it is that you need to do. I think this encouraged me even more to look into getting a gun in the state of Georgia, because this is out of hand at this point where men can't accept, that you're not interested, simply uninterested. So, prayers go up to her and her family. May she sleep in peace, because this is not peaceful. This is not how we thought that this was going to go. But this is our reality still in 2021, that women are not safe, that women are not protected. And, it needs to stop. It needs to cut altogether. So, that's my take on that. Get your guns, lady. Get y'all shit, because these niggas, they not understanding and they're not getting it until you blast their motherfucking asses. And that's just that on that. So in lighter news, in TV news, the show BMF aired on Starz, and we are on episode 2. So I'm not going to give it all away, but I'm just going to say how amazing this show is. 50 Cent is definitely involved in the creation of this show. And if you guys don't know, BMF was, big time drug dealing happenings in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, all that good stuff. And these niggas was holding it down. Like, it was a very, very big deal. Big Meech was a very, very big deal. So we get a fictional view of his life and his story. And his son, Demetrius Jr., is actually playing his part. And he's a first-time actor and is doing an amazing job. Okay? Like, I'm sitting here watching and I'm like, bruh, he ain't never acted before. Like, amazing job. So we got TV to watch, y'all. We have so many different things to watch right now. What's the show? Raising Kanan, it kind of just came off, and then BMF came in right after. So I love a good drug story, a good mob story, a good gang story. Okay, so we get a really, really good taste. The acting is amazing. Cash Doll is in there as his girlfriend. I mean, we're seeing some really, really, really good acting, and I feel like BMF may have power, a one-up on power right now. Just the way the first 2 episodes popped off, we can only imagine what is going to transpire for the rest of the season, because they are doing their thug thizzle with this show. So, in other news, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get into it, y'all, because I don't know what I'm going to do. The Real Housewives franchise is like, come on, like, it's indulgent. It is scandalous and funny. And we've had some amazing moments with Real Housewives of Atlanta over the past, 14, 15 seasons. So Cynthia and Porsha are not coming back to the show. If y'all have been under a rock, it was announced last week. So I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Porsha, how you gonna drop this on us and not come back to Real Housewives? What are we supposed to do? We just knew we were gonna get this storyline with the fiance Simon. Like, it's not giving what it needs to give, Porsha. It's not giving what it needs to give. Cynthia leaving. I love Cynthia Bailey. I think Cynthia is a sweetheart. I met her on more than one occasion here in Atlanta, and I think she's great. But as far as her leaving the show, am I like, it's like, okay, all right. But Porsha, come on, you gotta stop playing with me. So long story short, Cynthia was offered, she pulled back from the show and she was offered a friend contract, basically a friend of the show, like, hey, still popping as the friend of the show. She was on, what is the show called? E-Daily Pop earlier this week talking about it. And, well, not earlier this week, because I think it was like over the weekend, talking about, you know, that they offered her something in addition to, but she decided to pull away from the franchise altogether, and take a year off. And this is my thing. Like, how do we really feel now that Kandi and Kenya are literally the only two, like, solid members of the show, with the exception of Drew Sidora? I think Drew Sidora was a good addition. She was mixy and messy, and we love that for her. Mixy and messy and Christian, how that coincides. Her husband is definitely a snack to look at, okay? He was fine as hell, all right? But it's like, we don't have Nene anymore. So what happens now? Does Sheree come back at some point? Does Phaedra come back? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, a lot of people love Phaedra on the show. I could care less. I want to see some new blood on the show. I want to see I need some je ne sais quoi. I need something, very much something when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, because we was really, really holding on to the fact that Porsha was going to come and give us the tea about this relationship with Simon. We was going to see them on screen, honey. We was going to get scenes and episodes, you know, and that ain't happening. And I mean, honestly speaking, Kenya, her storyline to me, it's snooze fest for me. It's not giving me what I need. So I don't really see how this is going to work out. LaToya is a shit show. So I know they're not going to give her a peach. She very much so fucked up her opportunity. So I've heard. And she's still a friend of the show, just like Marlo's a friend of the show. Now, what would be interesting is if they gave Marlo a peach finally. She's not a housewife, but I mean, there's been a couple of people that haven't really been housewives, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Eva pulled back from the franchise as well. And I think she's very comfortable with mommyhood in her other projects. She still models. She still's an actress. So she's, you know, giving the girls what Eva gives. And we love Eva for that. I kind of was a little disappointed that she stepped away. So possibly that would be a great thing for her to come back. And also, you know, Nene Leakes is the originator, honey. She is the mother of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And with the passing of Greg Leakes, rest in peace, I don't know if that would make sense for her to come back, but regardless of which, I would still enjoy having Nene back on the show. Honestly, I would, or even coming in as a friend of the show, like she's done so before, on previous seasons when she just was over it and pulled away. Yeah, so it's like, okay, can they bring back anybody old? She by Sheree? Can they bring back Sheree Whitfield? Can they bring back Ken Solziak Bierman? Like, what is going to happen with the Real Housewives of Atlanta new season? Like, this is a mess, and I'm just not, you know, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm devastated that Porsha's not going to be there. I think we all are. I think we're all reeling over the fact that we're not going to get a taste of her life. So she made that announcement on her Instagram that she was moving on, and she's, you know, this been a big part of her life, et cetera, and that she's moving on to bigger and better things. But damn, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm disappointed. I don't know what it's going to give. I just watched the last season of Real Housewives of New York. Loved it. And I think I loved it even more so because, you know, the first Black housewife is on the show, Ebony K. Williams. Absolutely love her. Beverly Hills is pretty good, but it's just like Real Housewives of Atlanta. Potomac is great, but Housewives of Atlanta is definitely an institution, and I don't know. I need them to give me some more. I need them to figure this out pronto, ASAP. So what say you guys? What do you guys think is going to happen with this latest season, upcoming season, Real Housewives of Atlanta? Leave me a comment below. Shoot me a DM. Let's talk about it because we need something. Very much something. So I'm going to talk to y'all about something that I have been thinking about for some time. And it kind of sparked the interest yet again because of a GQ interview with Will Smith about his unconventional relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith. So we've been hearing, and I think I've talked about this on the show in the past, not in depth though. We heard over the, how long has Will and Jada been married? Maybe 30 years now, just about, I think. Ooh, I don't know. But we all know that the couple, they've been married for a very long time. Their kids are grown, all of that good stuff. Will's already 50. He looks great for his age. Hey, Will. But we've always heard in the grapevine that they were into open relationship, that they were into, swinging and all this other shit. Now, hey, this is my thing. As I got older, I realized a lot of these rumors that we be hearing really, for the most part, hold a little validity, okay? I don't think rumors just come out of the woodworks just because. This swinging thing, I had heard for such a long time. And I think I was just like, oh my God, but they're such a nice couple. Like, why would they do that? A little naivete of me to think, right? So it seems like unconventional relationships are the norm these days. And, well, this is my thing. Do what makes you happy. Will and Jada been married forever. And, of course, in a recent GQ article that he did, he was on the cover looking like a snack. He says that we have given each other trust and freedom with the belief that everybody has to find their own way. And marriage for us can't be a prison. And I don't suggest this road, our road for anybody. I don't suggest this road for anybody. But the experiences that the freedoms that we've given one another and the unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love. So if y'all in an open relationship, just say that. And the red table talk, the conversation that was had, the situation with August Alsina. But it was so interesting to me because the tea that I've been hearing in and around was that Will definitely got a little white girlfriend. Little cute white girlfriend, I heard, that he loves, really, really loves. And this is allegedly, y'all. Allegedly. So I'm like, I don't remember that Red Table Talk giving the tea about what he was doing, but more so about what Jada was doing. So, yeah. And the more that I talk to different people, the more that I hear different things and read, I'm realizing that the open relationship situation, as I talked about in a previous episode, is more normal than what we think it is. You know what I'm saying? I think that the institution of marriage, and I'm talking about marriage, is to just be with that one person. You know what I'm saying? I think we get up in arms about infidelity, affairs, the drama, side babies, all of that, as we should, because that's not institutionally not a part of what marriage is supposed to be. But if you peel back marriage and you just talking committed relationship, are we having more polyamorous situations, or is it simply just open relationships? So polyamory, by definition, is the state of having multiple sexually or romantically committed relationships at the same time with the consent of all partners involved. That's what polyamory is. And what I take that definition to be, okay, we're in a relationship, me and dude's in a relationship, and we have a romantically linked relationship with Sheila. So it's either in my mind, right? In my mind, he gets to fuck with Sheila, and if I guess if I want to, I can. Is that how that goes? Or he just we share him. That's basically what that is. I think some dude created polyamory to be on the fuckery. Like, period, point blank. Especially at the thought of sharing a man. Okay? Committed relationship, and we're sharing. And I'm not, listen, y'all, listeners, viewers, I am not shaming. I am not kink shaming. Do what works best for you. Mina B is just trying to get to the bottom and try to understand a couple of things. Because I think it gets really, really, the lines get crossed a little bit when we're talking about these relationships, because folks do things and say things and use these terms, polyamory and all of that, as a blanket for fuck shit. Simply put. Now, so you're in a serious relationship with two people, and then, or there's an understanding that we are together, but may date other people. They may go home with them, or they may come home at some point with us. That's pretty open. That's a pretty open relationship, right? But we are committed to each other, but we just do what we do. And then there's no issue because we've communicated effectively about what that is. Can that fall under the blanket as well? Under that umbrella? Or I think, again, it goes back to the fuckery of sharing the dude. Because I don't like, and y'all could correct me if you're wrong, if I'm wrong. If you are a woman in a polyamorous relationship with two men, I want to talk to you. Email me, askminab@gmail.com. Shoot me a DM, at the Mina B podcast over on Instagram. I'm curious. Educate me. Let me know how this works, because I always hear about the polyamory with the dude and the two women, but never about the woman with two men that are comfortable in their masculinity enough to be in this relationship with this woman. And if I seen it on TV, I bet you it was some white people shit. I'm just saying. Again, I have to say this again. If you want an open relationship, just say that from the jump. Like, that's just the bottom line. I think it gets really interesting when you actually start bringing people into the relationship on some threesome shit. You know what I'm saying? It gets interesting. I'm talking to my homeboy not too long ago. And he says that in Atlanta, there's so many women that are open to the fact that you have a girlfriend or a wife. Let's put aside the wife. A girlfriend. And they're down to going out on dates with y'all. With like, she'll go out on a date and hang out with y'all. So I'm like, you know, our relationship was a little bit more professional. So, I'm curious to know. So does that entail a threesome at the end of the night? Or y'all just dating? And you bringing your girlfriend is comfortable, or, you know, with you bringing another woman around during date nights. So I'm like, is it just some chill shit? Is it an ego stroke? Like, I'm just a little baffled by how this works. I am. Because I'm like, and again, like I said, y'all, I'm not shaming. I just think that poly life is typically introduced by a man and is more beneficial to the man than the women involved. Like, I really do. Because I'm just like, it takes a really strong, mentally strong woman to say, you know what, I'm okay with dealing with my dude and we deal with someone else together sometimes. Or essentially on a consistent basis, you know, like, that gotta be some real, like, you talk to yourself and you realize, ain't really shit out there. I really like this man. I really want to be with him. But this is the lifestyle that he's chosen or works best. So I'm going to be flexible in order to appease him. Are you really appeasing yourself though? Like I said, you got to be really strong to think that this is, and I don't know, maybe a situation like this wouldn't necessarily work for me because I know my thought process. My thought process on a consistent basis is having a foundational relationship with one person and being comfortable and open with that person being my best friend, all of that. So you got to be really, really strong to want to have an open situation with your boo and somebody else. But it always goes back to these insecure ass men though. Are you comfortable, guys, dudes, are y'all comfortable though when you put your woman in a position to be on some poly shit or to be just on some open shit? Are you going to be comfortable when she meets somebody and says, hey, this is Greg, this is what I want to do with Greg, even though you're here doing what you're doing to the left, and I may or may not be involved with it, but I know about it and we've talked about it. Are you going to be comfortable when I put Greg in the mix? I'm just saying. And the fellas can hit me up as well on IG, DM me, shoot me an email. This is a very interesting situation because I feel like men constantly can do and get away with these kind of weirdo ass, I mean, I'm not trying to like shit on y'all, but it's essentially not the norm, you know? So y'all get away with these constructs of how y'all want these relationships to look like and benefit y'all. But when it comes down to it, would y'all be okay if the shoe was on the other foot? Because I'm like, I don't know, y'all. Maybe in my community of friends, or maybe just in and around, you know, the people that I've been around that have, I'm like, I don't think the dudes are that comfortable with a woman saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. Are you down? You know, I really don't. That's just my personal opinion. I really, 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 really don't. I just think that we've created this norm outside of marriage or the institution of marriage or in the instituting of dating to marry, which is not something that I subscribe to per se anymore, but going with the flow and maybe wanting to build a solid foundational relationship, I mean, I think that is kind of out the window because commitment is so hard these days because we've created these spaces of open relationship, polyamory, having threesomes, like just doing all of this extra instead of, and again, I always think about my future. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so I'm poly right now at 30 plus. What the fuck does that look like after I have my kids? What does that look like in my 40s? What does that look like in my 50s? Huh? Like, it's giving, y'all always want to do, y'all always doing stuff. Y'all always doing stuff in these relationships. It's giving something, very much fuck shit, you know? And I just try to understand why everybody is like, why relationships are so difficult. Why do we have so many commitment issues? And I think it's because all of these different doors have been opened to, you know, these different kind of relationships. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Different kind of relationships. So what say you, y'all? Are y'all for the poly life? Are y'all for the open relationship life? Like, would you be able to really be committed to two other people or allow your spouse to be committed to both of y'all? Okay? Or your better half, rather, to be committed to two women. Ladies, what do y'all think about that? Could y'all be able to handle that? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I'm sorry. That man gonna have to be very rich, bitch. Because, and I hate that it always has to come back to finance, but like, what am I doing this for? What am I getting out of this? What am I getting out of this? Do I not love myself enough? I'm just saying. So, y'all let me know. Holla at me. I really want to talk about this some more. This might be a part 2. I don't know. Because the things that I've been hearing is just, in talking to people, I'm like, this is more of a norm these days than what we're used to seeing. You know what I'm saying? So hit me up. Let me know what y'all think. Because, baby, I don't know. I just know for me, I would like to be with one person that makes me super, super happy. And I make him happy. And we travel the world and live our best, luxurious black lives, honey. And that's just that on that. Like, I don't know about sharing him with nobody's motherfucking Sheila, honey. Okay? Like, that ain't the tea. that's not what it's given. It's not giving what it needs to give, not for me. So with that being said, this week's episode was very short, very sweet, and to the point. I got something special, some special content coming up for the 100th episode of the Mina B podcast. Y'all, I am so utterly happy and blessed to say that I've done 100 episodes. I've been at this podcast thing for 4 years, and like, yo, who knew that how much work it takes to do this show and to be consistent in having the guests and building the relationships that I've had, you know, just based on doing episodes with some amazing people over the years. So stay tuned. I got something special for y'all coming. And yeah, so for new listeners, new viewers, definitely keep your notifications on for that 100th episode. And make sure to be following at the Mina B podcast over on Instagram. So I got some more goodies for y'all coming soon. So make sure y'all do that. And yeah, I'm signing out this week. Make sure to rate and subscribe. Leave me some comments. Hit me up with some feedback. Y'all always be in my DMs, so y'all might as well just DM me anyway. Let's talk, let's chat, and all that good stuff. So toodles, everybody, at the Mina B podcast on Instagram. And I will see y'all next week. Bye.